Happy July, everyone. This is Jeff Colton with the National Weather Service in Grand Junction, Colorado. We are taking a look back at the month of June and how it impacted western Colorado and eastern Utah. And we will take a quick glance at the upcoming month of July. As you can see, the month started off on the dry side across the western slope and over eastern Utah. Lots of blue skies, light winds, and fairly seasonal temperatures to start off the month. Then on June 12th, the weather pattern started to change. A strong low pressure system over the Great Basin was kicking out a cold front. This resulted in a very windy day across western Colorado and eastern Utah. We saw winds in the 50 to 60 mile an hour range with gusts ranging from 75 all the way up to 90 miles an hour near Douglas Pass, northwest of Grand Junction. As you can see from this photo, we did have some sheds knocked over, lots of trees are damaged throughout this event, and it even sparked a wildfire. This fire, called the Dead Dog Fire, erupted as a result of the strong winds, and it burned over 17,000 acres. It was located up in northwest Colorado near Blue Mountain, or just east of Dinosaur. Later in the month, after the winds calmed down, we started to get these afternoon showers and thunderstorms, really isolated in nature. And one such storm passed over the Grand Valley on June 21st. This one kicked out a dry microburst wind, different from the winds that we saw in front of the cold front. So this was a isolated wind event that produced 71 mile an hour winds out at the Grand Junction Airport. And you can see this particular storm did some damage, especially out near Country Jam in Loma. Finally, as the month closed out, we started to see very hot and dry conditions. Those hot and dry conditions led to spectacular wildfires across the western U.S., especially across Arizona and southwest portions of Utah. The smoke from those wildfires spread across the Grand Valley and provided several nights of spectacular sunsets. So looking at climate statistics for several cities, in Aspen, the warmest day was 88 degrees on June 20th, and the coldest was chilly 32 degrees on June 13th, and that was behind that strong cold front. Peak wind gust of 43 miles an hour, and Aspen picked up 0.15 inches of precipitation, so a very dry month in Aspen, as normal is little over 1 inch. So for the year to date, Aspen's starting to fall behind. Year to date 6.35 inches, and normal is just a little over 8 inches. Looking at Cortez, Colorado, the hottest day occurred twice, 99 degrees on June 20th and 21st. The coldest was 33 degrees on June 13th. Cortez saw a peak wind gust of 45 miles an hour, and it was an extremely dry month in Cortez with only a trace of precipitation recorded. However, Cortez is still ahead for the year, 6.07 inches recorded at the airport out there. Normal to date, 5.62 inches. In Craig, Colorado, the hottest temperature was 94 degrees. That was on June 20th. The coldest, 26 degrees on June 13th. The peak wind gust was 59 miles an hour on June 12th, again associated with that cold front pushing through the region. Craig picked up 0.39 inches of precipitation. Normal's around 1.32, so almost an inch below normal in Craig. But like Cortez, Craig is running ahead for the year with 7.79 inches reported at the airport, and normal's just a little over 6 inches. Over in Durango, hottest temperature for the month of June was 96 degrees. That occurred on the 21st, and the coldest was 30 degrees on June 13th. Peak wind gusts of 45 miles an hour on June 21st. And Durango suffered in that precipitation department similar to Cortez, with only 0.01 inches reported at the airport. Normal is about 0.64 inches. And unlike Cortez, Durango is falling behind for the year on precipitation, with 5.46 inches reported, and 6.07 inches is the normal for the Durango area. In Grand Junction, temperatures heated up quite nicely in the month of June, with the hottest reading of 102 degrees reported on June 20th and 21st. The coldest temperature was 44 degrees, and that was back on June 13th. Again, behind that strong cold front. There's that peak wind gust that occurred in the Grand Valley, that 71 mile an hour wind on June 21st. And it was associated with a small shower passing through the area. Precipitation for the month of June totaled 0.03 inches. Normal is just under a half inch. For the year, Grand Junction's fallen behind again, 2.86 inches for the year. 4.29 inches is normal. In Meeker, the hottest temperature was 96 degrees on June 20th and the coldest 31 degrees on June 13th. The peak wind gust was 60 miles an hour on June 12th. And they did have one day where they saw 0.67 inches of precipitation. That was back on June 1st. Total month precipitation was 0.78 inches and normal is 1.24. For the year to date, Meeker is just a little bit behind normal, with 7.04 inches, and normal is 7.39. In Montrose, Colorado, hottest temperature 98 degrees on June 22nd, coldest 41 on June 13th. Peak wind gust was 52 miles an hour on June 21st. And like a lot of other sites, Montrose struggled in the precipitation department with only 0.05 inches of precipitation, and normal is just over 3/4 of an inch. Year to date, Montrose is behind. 3.44 inches is their normal, or is their seasonal total so far this year. Normal is 5.07 inches. In Rifle, the hottest temperature hit 100 degrees on June 20th, the coldest 41 degrees on June 13th. Rifle had one of those isolated showers pass through that brought 70 mile an hour winds on June 22nd. Rifle picked up 0.07 inches of precipitation, and normal is just a tad over 1 inch. Year to date, Rifle has only saw 2.3 inches of precipitation so far this year. Normal is almost 6.5 inches, so getting a little far behind there in Rifle. Have some work to do. Over in Canyonlands Airport, just north of Moab, the hottest temperature was 106 degrees. That was reported on June 21st. The coldest 50 degrees on June 13th. Strongest wind 58 miles an hour on June 12th. And Canyonlands picked up a grand total of a trace of precipitation, which is a half inch below normal. And annually, so far to date, 1.29 inches. Normal is 3.70 inches. And up in Vernal, Utah, hottest day was 98 degrees on June 20th. Coldest 40 degrees on June 13th. Peak wind gust of 49 miles an hour on June 12th. And like Canyonlands, they picked up a grand total of a trace of precipitation. Normal is 0.80 inches. But the year-to-date sitting a little above normal in Vernal with 4.68 inches, and normal is 4.21 inches. So looking ahead at the month of July, latest forecast from the Climate Prediction Center for the next 30 days or so, we're looking at temperatures favoring above normal across most of the western U.S. and precipitation right around normal. So we would expect to see a little bit better moisture in the region for the month of July, especially as the monsoon starts to get a little bit more active, hopefully towards the middle and end of the month. So that's pretty much all we have for this month. We'll be back next month with a July rewind and a look ahead through August. Thanks for listening.